So I have 3 quick stories that I want to tell you about my acne. Emphasis on quick, because I know that sounds like a lot, but I promise you that all 3 of these stories have to do with that journey and resulted in me finally having clear skin. Well, clear enough. Like, I think it's pretty clear. I think my skin looks pretty great, but it was not without stress. And to this day, I still am dealing with the aftermath. So, but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. If you have like a sensitive heart, brace yourself, because 1 or 2 of these stories might hurt your heart a little bit. So I get my hair cut every 2 weeks, right? Haircuts have become very, very expensive, aka like I now pay like $50 for a haircut, which is wild because I used to pay like $20 when I was a child, but inflation. So I booked a haircut appointment with a barber that I am no longer getting my haircut by. Very, very excited about it because, you know, like you just know that once you get your haircut, like you just feel so good after. You feel so like, you feel gorgeous or whatever. So, wow. I go in, I walk in feeling all good, like I'm about to go through this like whole transformation or whatever. I sit in his chair, we do our normal like, hey, how you doing? I put on my best like masculine like bro, like, hey, what's good, bro? Like, how's the fam or whatever? And then he starts cutting my hair, right? So usually when I get my hair cut, I close my eyes. I just kind of like, I'm just trying to get through it so I can get to the other side of looking incredible. I was laying there with my eyes closed, feeling all relaxed and amazing and whatever. And then I hear the clippers stop. And I was just like, okay, he's probably gonna like, you know, I don't know, grab a different clipper or grab some scissors or whatever it is. He goes, hey bro, just so you know, this haircut is probably not going to be as good as my normal cuts. And I was like, why? Well, I'm doing my best to cut around your acne, but it's a little difficult, especially because like, I don't want it to get too messy and like, yeah, and so I'm doing the best that I can, but like I don't, you know, I don't want to hurt you, and I don't want to get this all over my clippers. And I was just like, if you are watching this and you're somebody with acne, you know that your face can look so different week to week, right? My family would see me and maybe my face was like a lot more clear than usual. And then they would see me weeks later and then, you know, it wasn't. There was one time that I got in my car, hit the freeway, heading to my parents' house. Very, very excited because I hadn't seen them in a couple of weeks. So I get to my parents' house, I park the car, I get out, I walk up to the front door. My niece who lives there, she literally like, she runs to the front door because she is so excited to see me. And so she pulls me inside and she goes, hey, do you want to play Uno? And I'm like, yeah, sure, of course. And they're these like, it's giant Uno, so it's these like massive Uno cards. So we sit on the ground and like she grabs the cards and starts like, you know, spreading them out or whatever. And then she looks at me and she goes, Uncle, what's all over your face? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? And she goes, there's something all over your face. Like, do you want me to get you like a towel or something? Like, you need to wipe it off. There's like, it's all over. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's talking about my acne. She's talking about my hyperpigmentation. So I am currently on a cruise ship. I did a cruise to Canada. It starts in Canada and then it ends in New York. And so when I got on the flight, it was my first time on Air Canada. I think it's called Air Canada. I think that's what it's called. I see the stewardess, like there's two ladies coming down with like, you know, those carts where they used to have the peanuts, but now they just have like crackers. And so the flight attendants get to my row and they, you know, are like, hey, you know, what do you want to drink? And as usual, I say apple juice because I literally drink nothing but apple related products. So the flight attendant gives me the cup of apple juice or whatever, and I kind of put my headphones back on. The guy next to me like taps me and he's just like, hey, and like starts pointing this way. And I was just like, I already got my juice, like what? She had a mask on, so at first I couldn't tell what she was saying, but she was doing this. And I was just like, do I need to put a mask on? Like, what are you trying to tell me? Like, what is going on? And she like takes her mask down and she goes, hey, like your skin is flawless. Like you look incredible. I was like, what? It felt incredible. And then I wanted to be like, thank you so much. Do you have peanuts? So I shared those stories just to basically, you know, illustrate that I have been on both sides of this acne struggle. There were some times where I had like, you know, maybe 3 or 4 pimples on my face. And there were some times where I literally could count like 15, 20 all over my face. To be on the other side now where I'll get a pimple maybe every couple of weeks, maybe once a month or so, if that. I used to be so like, anal about touching my face, making sure that, when I was sweating, I ran to, get face wash as soon as possible. I was trying out, literally, I probably have tried every single product that you can find that will help you with your acne, from over-the-counter stuff like different face washes and different things from The Ordinary and things like that, to super strong prescriptions like tretinoin. I hate that word. I just know firsthand the frustration of spending basically all of your money trying endless products, not knowing if they are going to work or not, or make your face even worse. But then you also are constantly told like, oh, well, you have to wait, 3 months just to see if your face actually gets better. It could get worse before it gets better, which is awful. Like, people coming up to you and giving you just like unsolicited advice, like, well, are you drinking enough water? Are you, changing your pillowcases? Are you drinking milk? Like, if you're eating whey protein or whatever, that's probably the reason. Like, everybody feeling like they have the key. Like, they just know what the fix is, that they're all of a sudden dermatologists. It is so frustrating, and it really, really chips away at your self-confidence. A lot of times you're just told, it'll get better, or just stick with it, and eventually, you'll find the product that works for you. If you are someone who is currently struggling with acne, I just want you to know that I see you. I understand just how frustrating this whole thing can be, and it's not fair. It is not fair that some people are just born with clear skin, and it's not fair that others are not. I do want to just kind of go into what finally worked for me. And I am not a doctor. I'm not a dermatologist or whatever, but I can say with full confidence that this has worked for me. And So after years of trying everything under the sun, the only thing that finally worked for me, Accutane. Now, again, I ain't no doctor, so I'm not here to give you like any medical advice or anything. I am just basically here to share my personal experience, and I don't want to paint Accutane in this like super positive light as if it's like just this miracle drug that comes with like no side effects and you're just gonna be good to go, acne gone by the next day, because that is so not my experience. When I tell you the side effects are side affecting, and they are still side affecting. First of all, getting on Accutane is not a quick process. I think I initially talked to my doctor about it in, I think, last September or October. And then it took 2 months for me to finally be able to get an appointment with a dermatologist to talk about Accutane specifically. And then another month before I was actually able to start it. You literally spend weeks, overthinking about this decision, and you're just super, super stressed about it. And then you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna take the leap and actually get on Accutane. And then you talk to your doctor about it, and then you have to wait months to actually get on it, which gives you plenty of time to overthink even more. I was so scared to get on Accutane, to be honest with you, because first of all, I had done so much online research, which is tough because everyone has a different story. Everyone's got a different body or whatever. What happens to one person or happens for one person is not guaranteed to happen to or for you. And everyone was also talking about all the different side effects of being on Accutane, getting headaches, mood swings, but most of all, dryness, everywhere. If you are wet somewhere, enjoy it now. Now, once I hit 60, that's when I really, really started struggling. First of all, everyone around me was like, what is wrong with you? You would just be so stank sometimes. You get a lot of muscle soreness, and I go to the gym every day. And so my body, there'd be some days where it hurt to get out of bed. My muscles they were just screaming. But I would say that the two most prominent side effects for me have been dryness and fatigue. I'm tired now. I have been so tired this whole year. Besides fatigue, it is the dryness. My lips, always dry. If I don't have, I literally, over there, I have Aquaphor, I literally went to the store and had to buy 8 things of Aquaphor, and I have one in every area of my house. I have one in the living room, I have one in the bathroom, I have one by my bed, I have one in the office, I have one in my car, I have one in my backpack, I have one in my, when I tell you, I need Aquaphor everywhere I go, because there was one time a couple of weeks ago, I lost my chapstick. I brought 2 on the trip and lost them both. My lips, I couldn't smile. I could barely talk. If I smiled, it would be fatal. Like KO. My eyes were constantly dry, and the sun affects you so much more. I've never been sunburnt in my life until this year. And that's how I was like, all right, we got to figure something out, because this dosage, you want me to go 20 milligrams higher? No. So sorry. Not doing that. It's not happening. So yeah, my lips, drier than the Sahara every day, all day. But I will take these side effects over acne any day. My concern is just that I hope that these effects last after I'm done with the medication. I have heard that some people, what's the word? Go back, relapse? Is it relapse? I don't want to relapse. That's what I'm nervous about. I don't want to have to go through all of this, and then by the end, fast forward 5-6 months after I complete the medication, and then I'm right back to where I started. The side effects have been tough to deal with, and some days are better than others, but I do not regret this at all. Like I'm so happy that I'm finally at a place where my face is not like top of mind. Like when I had acne, I swear, like all I did was think about my face and how people were perceiving me, how they were looking at me. The most painful thing that I remember is talking to someone and you just see their eyes like dart around your face. And it's just like, that feeling is awful. And if you are going through that, like I feel it. I get it. Like it is the worst thing on the planet. I just hope that if you are someone who is struggling with, their acne currently, just remember that it sounds cliche, but you really are so much more than what your skin looks like. And the quicker that you can stop thinking about your acne so much and really start focusing on just letting your true personality shine through, the quicker your confidence is going to rise. And then once your confidence is high enough, you won't really care that much. It's easier said than done, but I'm telling you, like, it's the quicker that you can just allow yourself to just be who you are, regardless of what your face looks like, the quicker you will just become an overall more confident person. So, yeah. If you want to see more of me, please subscribe. And if you can't wait until next week, then girl, there's a video right here waiting for you. I love you so much, and I will see you on the next one.